Hello time travelers. This video is a review / comparison between 3 different fitness tracker watches. Basically, there are 3 different price ranges, anywhere from, very cheap to moderate to a bit more expensive. And the reason why I did this was I had this one for a while, I was using it for a while, and then someone sent me this one, a viewer / friend, and then I was like, maybe there's one in between that's cheaper, that's brand new, that everybody that's viewing this channel can afford, and they appreciate for me to try it out and tell them all about it. To start with, I'm going to be talking about the Lintelek fitness tracker, as it's called. Its page on Amazon doesn't exist right now, or is down or whatever. And I've seen this happen. I've seen sellers go out of stock of something, and then it comes back later, especially during the 2020 craziness with the human malware. Something was out of stock because, people couldn't work or they were on quarantine or whatever, and then it came back a few months later. So I'm still going to link it in the description, and I'm going to tell you why. There's different ways you can help out the channel if you're already a subscriber or you just appreciate this particular video. For example, you can click like. If you do it earlier in the video, for some reason, YouTube likes that. Another way is I'm an Amazon affiliate, so anything you purchase at Amazon with my affiliate links, anything, like if you click one of my links and then you shop and stuff's in your cart, I get a really small commission for that at no extra charge to you. So just FYI on that. Now moving on to this watch. This is what it looks like and how much it costs directly from the manufacturer website right here. $30. Pretty good price. And I bought mine back in 2019, and it's actually this one right here. Focus! Okay, there we go. I messed this one up because there's an app on my phone that was for something else called VE Sync, and I'm loading it up right now. Looks like this. And I use this to track the watts on smart outlets that my cryptocurrency mining computers are hooked into, like this particular one's pulling 621 watts. And the only reason I mention that is that this thing recognized this and wanted to update its firmware. And I was like, whatever. And I was half awake and not paying attention, hit next, and it bricked it. So if that doesn't work anymore, toss. So I got another one because I liked it so much, right? So, and the number one thing I love about this watch is all I have to do is like shake my wrist a little bit. I'm just being like excited or whatever, and I turn my wrist and it turns on to tell you what time it is or how many steps you've had that day. But you swipe it and focus, camera, and you can see your steps. And you can do your heart measurement. Man, I keep tapping the camera. I'm sorry for it shaking. This is just a little bit awkward. You have to run for a minute. I got this cell phone attached to a gimbal, blah, blah, blah. Oh, 78 beats per minute. Yeah, that's fairly easy enough, isn't it? And I actually used it to monitor my heart rate to get my workout into a better range, as it were, for my heart, because you don't want to hurt yourself. Pro tip about workouts. Number 1, you don't want to work yourself out 100% all the time. You find out your minimum heart rate and then your maximum, and you want to work your heart out to where it gets 80%. Work your heart out. You know what I mean. And the other thing is you want your heart rate to go up, and then you want it to come back down. And you want it to go up, and you want it to come back down. It'll also make it easier for you to do more reps and more sets that way. There's other features on here. As you see, the screen came on as soon as I turned my wrist to come over. Heart rate measurement. Shut up, other watch! You're not in this scene! You're in a later scene. You can tell it you're about to be running, and you can tell it you're about to be biking or whatever, and then back to the beginning. So that's basically all it has. But now let's look at its app. If you buy this one, you want to get the app called VeryFit Pro. Go ahead and load that. And it's refreshing. Now this was only annoying to me at first. It's taking forever with that spinny roundy lines, but I got used to it. I mean, like if I'm in the middle of a workout or I'm doing something else, I just load up this thing, set the phone down, do whatever I'm doing, and come back and look at it. So not that many steps today because it's a Saturday and I don't walk around that much on Saturdays. Because I'm trying to relax. Chill out, people. I'm not going to do 10 million steps every single freaking day. And I like how it converts it to mileage right there. And then you could scroll down to the sleep section, and I slept a lot last night. It thinks I slept 14 hours? No. Last night I had a nap and then I got it for a while and went back to sleep. Whatever. Sleep. You tap that. 14 freaking Jiminy Christmas. I try to get 8 hours of sleep on average a week, and the weekends is when I catch up. And right now, it's actually getting my heart rate, I think. And see, look, resting heart rate 53, average heart rate 66, maximum heart rate 108. This is literally the easiest one out of the three to figure out all these numbers because they're all right there for you. And you can tap it like I just did, and it thinks my maximum is 90, right? It's not. That's my workout earlier. But that's my workout earlier, and you can see where my heart rate got up a little bit higher. My max heart rate's about 100, so I try to keep an eye on it that it's like 80, 82 while I'm working out. And down here at the device at the bottom is the only way I know of right now to check the battery. Today's Saturday, and I charged this thing to full a week and a day ago. So the Friday of a week ago, and it's still got charge. It does take an hour and a half to charge if you are charging it from dead, which seems to be the same for all three of these, so just keep that in mind. You can set alarms in here. That's cool. You can have it alert you when you're getting a call. You can have it alert you when you've been sitting on your butt for too long. And see how heart rate detection is automatic? That's really, really freaking awesome. Oh, by the way, here it is. Just me doing a quick search in eBay. So you got varying price ranges, and if you're a savvy eBay customer and you know how to tell what's crap and what's not, this might be an option for you. Let's move on to the next one. The OUTUVAS. OUTUVAS. OUTUVAS? Tell me in the description how to pronounce it, because I don't know. It comes in green and black, or a pink and silver, metal-y looking one. Again, link in the description to the Amazon one, or you can just use your Google powers to find it somewhere else. Now I gotta move my freaking gimbal because it's over here. I'll tell you right now, out of all the three, if I were to be buying my own and I had the information that I'm giving you in this video, I would have bought this one. It's got a cheap color LCD screen, but that's a good thing, and I'll tell you why. Focus! Jimmy. Because that means its battery lasts forever. Right there, you can see the battery thing. Like, this one doesn't have anywhere on its screen for it to tell you how much battery it has. This one, it's right there. I'll go ahead and load up the app, and you can actually get a percentage in the app. And the app's called Hero Band 3. While that's loading, we'll go through the other features. You got the heart rate and your steps. I don't like how short it gives you on the screen time, but you can tell it that you're about to start an exercise. Jiminy Christmas thing! I'm doing a demonstration! And see, you can tell it you're about to be doing one of these exercises. You can do your heart rate measurement, your blood pressure, and your blood oxygen, which is really great. Blood pressure and heart oxygen, I don't know how they would help my workouts or my health, so if you guys know, tell me in the description, or if you would tell me where to start my research, that would be super helpful. Description. You tell me in the comments, not the description. How am I supposed to keep all these terms together in my head? And then you got your messages, your SMS from your phone, the weather, which you could set on the phone for your region and whether you want Fahrenheit or Celsius. A camera, a music player, timer, Find My Phone, which actually works if you can't figure out where you set your phone down. And other, you got your, whether you want to mute this, the brightness of the screen on this, and the watch face style, which is also in the app on the phone. Oops, I don't want to change my watch face style. I like the other one. Put it back! Looking at the app, got your steps right up top, and it converts it to yards, and I wish I could see it in miles, but I digress. And it converts it to how many calories it thinks I burned. That's cool. And then there's my sleep. It thinks I only slept 9 hours. You see what I mean about the other one, adding yesterday's nap together? And if you hit this little button on the top right, it shows you if you met the 12 hours each day. So you could see how my week doesn't quite line up. 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. And then on the 20th, I got the total. It's because I slept 6 hours on Thursday night and then 2.5 Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. And then 2.5 hours nap Friday evening. Going on to the heart rate. Got your heart rate. And if I hit this measure button on here, I'm going to do it. Show you what it does. So sometimes this screen comes on if you move your wrist like it just did. I hit measure, and it does that. This, you use the app on here to do the measurement on here, or you could do it straight from the watch. I just find it's easier to do it with the app from here because there's a measure button. On here, you have to find like the secret hidden button somewhere on the screen. See, I'm 71 beats per minute. Then there's also blood pressure and blood oxygen. So again, you hit measure, it starts doing it on there. Now, why I love this is because this fancy smancy Samsung Galaxy, or whatever it's called, Gear S2 thing, doesn't do this. The app for this uses this on the phone, and you have to have a Samsung phone to do that. This, you can have any phone. You can even have a Apple iPhone. Cringe. Sorry for Apple customers. I just like being able to control my experience and change things around. So if you're happy with everything being fixed and you can't change anything really that much and you can't see what's going on, that's up to you. Now this one has also got the device down here so you can see how much percentage it's at. It's a great thing, 54%. It's still at 54%, and just like this other one, I charged it the same day, which is Friday last week. You can set your alarms in there, choose which apps send you notifications on the device, which does work, and it does show you a preview of the text. You can change your watch faces from there. You can even use this one, which has a way to customize what picture it has and what color the text is, so that's pretty freaking sweet. And then in here where you set your profile, and so it knows from the pedometer in it how far you swing your arm or whatever to count that as a step. It needs your height and stuff. Now let's move on to the Gear S2, which now that I own one, probably will be my primary one to be doing this, even though honestly it's a little bit heavier. Like, another reason I'd like this one is because it's lighter. So you got different watch faces you can choose. Like, this is the one that I'm using right now, which I actually had to download on the internet using this. And the app that you use is Samsung Health. See, it syncs with it really fast, not like this one, which takes a couple minutes. There's my steps for today. You can view the history of different exercises because you can tell it you're about to do an exercise. You can actually track your food in here, which is a bonus. See, 14 hours. So this one agrees that I did 14 hours. And you can record your weight every day. And this one's easier than other like food tracking apps where you put in your weight. And why? Is because you just tap and then you can punch in the number and hit save. Other ones are not as easy to work with. And here's my heart rate. So I'm gonna hit measure, see if it does anything. Nope, it doesn't, because it wants me to place my finger on the stupid sensor. So you put your finger right there and it's doing this red light thingy, what's it? And it says measuring, try to stay still and quiet. I can't. I can try to stay still, but I can't be quiet because I'm making a video. But it always bugs out on me. I even tried taking this overly complicated OtterBox case off, and in case it was like interfering with me getting my finger on there just right, and it doesn't like how I put my finger on it. This is way better at that. This cheapers one. Stress and blood oxygen are also done with a finger sensor, and you can put in how many glasses of water you had today, daily activity. Now there is something that this watch does that I can't seem to find in the other two, which is a weekly report about how many hours of sleep you've been getting. So you can see this last week I got 9 hours a day, and for the last 31 days I got 8 hours. But once a week it goes, and it tells you how many hours a day you've been sleeping on average. But to change the watch faces, and this is really weird, it's not in this app, it's in a whole other app. You have to bring down your notification tray and then tap on the Gear S2. By the way, if you bring this up and then close it and go back to it, it tells you the battery. But the battery in this doesn't last. No, it won't even last one whole day. And just like the others, it takes an hour and a half to just charge. So when you're relaxing at night, you better remember to charge it because you want it to track your sleep. You can't just leave it on a charger overnight. You tap that, and then you have to hit the thing that says Open Related App. And then it brings this Galaxy Wearable thing up. And then you can buy apps for it, which I don't know why, because it's got a bunch of things in there, and that's all you're ever really going to need, unless you want to peruse these. Go, by means, be my guest. Find My Watch is cool, because if you lost a watch, the watch also has Find My Phone. This is where you configure what notifications it sends you, like my Facebook. And its watch faces is down here at the bottom. And you got different ones, like tons of them, and some of them aren't even free. They charge money for it, which is your opinion whether or not that's a good thing. But let's go ahead and go through the features on the device now. If I can get a good focus and a good angle. This particular watch face I chose after trying other ones because it's got the date, the time, my number of steps, and my heart rate at the bottom. And all these buttons are on the edge, like you can bind. Nah. It's hard to say that without you being confused about what I'm saying because it sounds like I'm saying something else, but I have that set to a timer. So that was my plans for my nap yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna sleep for an hour 45, and I had slept 2 hours 15. Go back. And it has a back button. It has this button and it has a back button. And it's got music, weather, phone. That's just that particular watch face. But that's not all that's in there. If I go left, there's my notifications. If I turn this thing and go right, you've got the number of steps I did and whether I ran or whatever. And this blue ring, you can't really see it. It's hard to see how it's green over here, green, and it's blue, all of that. That's my sleep. And there's a temperature outside and what kind of weather you have. Man, this is hard to see. Move, mouse, you're not in the scene. And then you can tap it and go down and see more about the weather. And then there's my steps. And today I only did 1,525. There's my heart rate. And I could tap this and then tap again on measure. Boop boop. You're doing 76, guy. And that's my week of heart rate measurements. If I scroll down, and then a calendar, music, alarms, and then this screen with a whole bunch of stuff that honestly I'm not going to spend a bunch of time getting into it, but it's got a lot of stuff in here. So now let's talk about how much that thing cost. There's the OUTUVAS one, by the way. OUTUVAS, whatever, one on eBay. But here's the Gear S2. So you're going to be wanting to look for one that's between like 50 and 60 bucks. The cheaper ones, you got to be concerned. Like, what's wrong with it? Did they break it? Is it scratched? Look, make sure they have good pictures. And maybe you can be really, really savvy at it and find one that's for cheaper, you know? But now let's get to the scoring. Bring mine.
I'm unable to process your request. Try again later.
If you talk too much, this thing thinks you're talking to it. So, shut up! Hit the back button a few times. Why does it... So the Lintelek fitness tracker, I'm going to give that a build quality of 10 out of 10. Wait, come back here, thing. I want to show you this. It's got a sturdy watch band, which are interchangeable or whatever. You can take them off, and if you look, you can get them in different colors or even a pack of 2 different colors in the pack. That's how I got mine. And it charges by literally taking part of the wristwatch off and just sticking this into a USB port, where those metal things have to line up with the metal things that are in the USB port you're charging it on. So build quality is a 10 out of 10. Accessories or features, I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10 because it's got the sensor on the inside just like any other smartwatch, but it only does heart rate. I mean, it can do blood pressure and blood oxygen too. Screen quality, I'm giving that a 9 out of 10 because if I'm outside and I'm actually walking, I cannot see that in the sun. It is not bright enough. Battery life, I'm giving that an 11 out of 10 because it lasts for freaking ever. Final score, 9 out of 10. Now the OUTUVAS smartwatch for Android phones and iOS phones, which is this one. Come back over here, Gimbal. I give this one build quality 10 out of 10. It's got the same kind of rubbery, not getting damaged from your body sweat wristband just like this one. And it feels like it's going to last forever. I did not actually try to change out the wristband to give a judgment on the little hinge pins or whatever they are, but I digress. Accessories or features, I give this one a 10 out of 10 because it's got so many features built into it that I can't believe this thing's only 35, 40 bucks. Screen quality, 10 out of 10. I give it that score because the screen's not constantly draining the battery. Battery life, I give that a 10 out of 10. Just like this one. The battery lasts for frickin' ever. Final score, I don't know. I'm still gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Like, there's room for improvement, but I don't know where. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, something could be improved, but I don't know what. Just tell me in the comments, like, what you think. All right, move on to the Samsung Gear S2 because there's newer models out. This is a used one, so you can get it cheaper, but it's still got loads of features. Build quality, 10 out of 10. This is a beefy chonker. It's like a chunk of metal. And I think the guy who sent it to me said this wristband is from a Gear S3, but I still like it. And I'm like, the pictures of the Gear S2 wristbands I see are pretty decent looking. Accessories or features, 10 out of 10. It's got all kinds of features that even though it's missing a couple of things on here that they make you use the phone for, it's got other features on there that I like. Its screen quality is 10 out of 10 because it's super bright. I could see it in the daylight, which, same as this one, I could see that in the daylight. I should have said that earlier. Sorry! I'm saying it now! Its battery life, I'm giving a 5 out of 10 because it doesn't last all day. I'd like to leave it on. The least they could do is make it charge in just a half an hour, you know, about the time to take a shower. But in the end, if I would have chosen between the three of these, knowing all the info that I had, I would have picked this one. So why don't you guys tell me if you already have a wristwatch, a smartwatch or a fitness tracker or something like that. Tell me in the comments which kind you have. And if you're planning on getting a new one or something, tell me that too. But tell me, if you don't have one yet, after seeing me describe and demonstrate all three of these, which one do you think is the most interesting? Other than that, thanks for watching. I've been Robert Gene. I've got to remember to stop recording on all four of these freaking things. 2 OBSs, AZ recorder on my phone, and that cell phone over there. So, actually like a tech/sci-fi comedy channel. So, if you want to see my most recent sci-fi comedy episode, it's over there. It got a lot of great reception from my friends. And down here, I'm going to let YouTube decide what's best. And you could subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And you could check out my music channel over here, which is where I put all the stuff that I make for the soundtracks of my videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.